shows them global. See it like GoPro. Like Gucci, they no go. They gon' go if I say so. They say we live in ghost, bro, and we never switched on the code. And now my baguette, yeah, they drown. Flying models and out of town. Haters look at me, they frown. They wanna be walking around with the frown. Now I'm overseas making pounds, and I own my town. I wouldn't have it any other way. I was down bad, got my tears dry, couldn't cry. I wouldn't have it any other way. I was on the corner broad day, but I had to make a play. I wouldn't have it any other way. By any means, counting green with the team. I wouldn't have it any other way. I was headed down the wrong path, but I'm glad I made it back. I wouldn't have it any other way. I was down bad, got my tears dry, couldn't cry. I wouldn't have it any other way. I was on the corner broad day, but I had to make a play. I wouldn't have it any other way. By any means, counting green with the team. I wouldn't have it any other way. I was headed down the wrong path, but I'm glad I made it back. And a life story. Welcome, everybody. Yeah. Detention at the school cause I never followed rules. Was a good kid at home so my mama was confused. I just wanted shoes, trying to keep up with the crew. How'd y'all get everything new? I'm from the same place as you. Decisions I would choose that could put me in the news. Ever since a Juve I've been trying to. I had to handle life before I learned how to. If my daddy ever knew the trouble I get into, I was just a youth. I gotta thank you. Instead of going to, they threw up. And I love the hoop, but didn't have the coach to play for. Everybody knew I kept a handle on the string, though. Waking up my neighbors, pretending I'm in the Staples. AI was my favorite, but Kobe showed me what great is. I could really make it if I turned some better grades in. Friends I love to hang with didn't help me bring no A's in. And I had to work way harder cause I'm Haitian. Couldn't stop my hesitation, dropping 30 on... Coach Kevin from the Blazers helped me change my situation. I could have been one of them cases that ain't making the graduation. Mama told me I'm worth it. A little pain won't hurt you. I practice till it's perfect, and that's why I deserve it. Kicked out of school in the 8th, said I was a waste of talent. Kid in suburban school was a major challenge. Gave him 30, but late for class, that's a burpee. I stopped at 7-Eleven to purchase myself a Slurpee. Then, 9th grade, I'm on the varsity team. In the starting lineup, that's the start of the dream. Parents didn't like me as the star of the scene. Seemed like they always did me down when I would partially beam. So, 10th grade, I tried private school. Coach ain't really like me, and I ain't really rock with dude. I barely played a minute. No sweat in my follicles. Attitude was changing. Temper slightly volatile. I'm on the move again now. School with my friends now. Busting to the slums though. Boy, I'm with the get down. Back up in my habitat. This where all the action at. Scholarship to Weaver State and David Stern passed the hat. No cap.
Yo, this is the 2KMC, and this is also your chance to learn about the upcoming events in the neighborhood. This weekend, check out Big Top Challenge. The fun is larger than life, and so are the heads. On Wednesday, get recreational and head to the rec, because all day long, you can earn double rep. Next weekend, if your My Player is a 75 overall or lower, you can raise your ratings with Boot Camp.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA. There's a look at downtown Los Angeles from the air. We're coming to you live from the Staples Center. Welcome to 2K Sports. We have the NBA coming up. Great to have you with us. This is Kevin Harlow with Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. A special treat for our viewers tonight. One-time league MVP Shaquille O'Neal is in the house. And with us courtside, Shaq, great to see you.
Kevin, you know I love your voice. That didn't even sound right when you said that. One-time league MVP.
That does not sound right, does it?
It should be 3.
How can that be?
Because they stole it from me twice and gave it to the great Steve Nash. But anyway, it's good to be here, guys. I just love you guys. I just wanted to say that on national TV. One-time league MVP.
The worst co-MVP.
I mean, the most dominant player ever with only one MVP.
That makes no sense. Let's see some of the numbers here for Kelly Oubre.
And it's striking how much his three-point shooting has improved this month. His long-range percentage is coming up, and it's going to give them a lift as a team. You can never have enough reliable threats from beyond the arc.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Kevin, thanks very much. In this era of player empowerment, no aspect is more important than their determination to make sure their voices are heard. As continued cases of social injustice come to light, they refuse to simply shut up and dribble, if you get my meaning. Instead, they're using their platform to affect change. Kevin, it's a...
How I do, like, hold on. My maker, here to ask for a favor. I need the money and clothes, the flashy cars and the jewels. All these rappers are screwed, flashing lights and I pose. On the road to give me my soul. Hold on, all the fans screaming names, ain't naming names, leave for days, amen. Never been on my level, nah, pushing hits, how you in trouble? You, my money is flipping, these racks is tripping. Numbers don't lie when my exes all hate. Tell a lie, who is you playing? My eyes, gotta keep praying. Like, woo! Made it, like, woo! Ay, hit it, tet up, true. Like, how I do? Ay, think I'm man-made. Ay, think I'm man-made. Ay, hit it, tet up, true. Like, how I do? Ay, hold on. Dear my maker, I'm thankful I made it. All of this money I'm making got all these fake shaking. I do what I do. Hold on, I'm years to own. Just need everything I want. Money, clothes, and the fame, screaming name, live days. Hey, hold on, amen. Think they dripping, shoelace loose, hot, you tripping. I'm up all night, just right. Grinding all day, studio time is running. You not the one, so yes I won. You or my son, I am the dawn. Be fake. Forbidden fruit, can't have a taste like woo. Made it like woo. Ay, hit it, tet up, true. Like, how I do? Ay, think I'm man-made. Ay, think I'm man-made. Ay, hit it, tet up, true. How I do? Ay, hold on.
Hey man, March 6th can't come soon enough. We're gonna show the community what defense can do, man. Splash is best offensive player, but we finna show the community that defense matters too, man. Splash is my guy. We got business to handle.
Yes, sir. We made it through all the obstacles. I told y'all, no problem. We finally at the top. I told Tommy me at the top months ago, man. We giving the community the showdown they want. Best offensive player versus best defensive player. I can't wait to get started, man. This is gonna be a movie. Make sure you tune in.
Welcome to an all-new episode of NBA 2K TV.
First up, congratulations to our two finalists in the My Team Unlimited $250,000 tournament.
Yes, we now know which two contenders will be competing.
And actually, we got some really great games going on right this very moment.
Let's start with round one of the Xbox bracket, where two of the top three seeds were eliminated.
Bang!
16th seeded Lord J and 14th seeded Fade to Justin took down the number 1 and number 3 seeds.
Anything can change in the snap of a finger.
Which was a sign of crazy action to come.
Now things are starting to get ugly.
On 2K TV, we chatted with Mr. Reload Man, Defense to Offense, and Ty Debo, and all of them played well enough to move on from round one. Also, reigning champion Joe Mar moved on after some late-game heroics from Anthony Davis, who forced an overtime with a 3-ball and threw down the game-winning dunk in OT.
Money! Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Moving on to round one of the PlayStation bracket, where again, two of the top 3 seeds got bounced as 16th seeded Luckershot and 15th seeded KB Old the Goat did their thing.
Plus, some more 2K TV guests picked up wins. MJ's got a 13-point victory, while Splash won by nearly 40.
Long three, nothing but nylon.
Let's talk about round 2 in the Xbox bracket. Jomar and Ty Debo both advanced with double-digit victories, while defense to offense overcame a double-digit fourth quarter deficit to win by 2.
Oh, he gets it to go!
In round 2 of the PlayStation bracket, Onus put an end to Luckershot's Cinderella run, and Zeb moved on as the 12th seed. Also, Splash and MJ's won again, both to the tune of double-digit victories.
In round 3 of the Xbox bracket, Ty Debo beat defense to offense by 4 points, courtesy of a clutch three-pointer by Lonzo Ball to set up a big-time matchup against Jomar.
And breaking D-Wade's ankles in the process.
In round 3 of the PlayStation bracket, Kawhi Leonard's buzzer beater propelled Zeb to overtime against Onus.
Need a quick 3.
No way!
2!
But Onus secured the W in extra time.
Luka smothered and taken away by D-Wade. That should be enough to do it. And Dirk, a comeback for the ages.
Plus, Splash won by 14 against MJ's, thanks to some hot
that you talk about that easily make a name for themselves today.
We'll get back to the tournament, but first, we've been bringing you a special series in honor of Black History Month and as a part of our continued coverage on social justice.
Mo Bamba has partnered with us for a 3-part series called Respect Your OGs, and last week he told the story of NBA legend Elgin Baylor's contribution to the cause, and this week is the final installment. Here again is Mo Bamba.
Elgin's actions back in the day directly points to things that happened recently with us in the bubble, with the boycott. Seeing that it was done before by someone as great as Elgin made us all the more comfortable with really going out there and standing up for what's right. Elgin helped me understand that my career wouldn't be punished for doing what's right, and that this situation wouldn't be an either or. Everything that he put into motion and all of his aspirations are being lived through in this day and this time. Learning about education and voters reform parallels perfectly with Elgin's past, because voting was one of the key mechanisms to putting Elgin's aspirations in line. My next step in voting and education reform is to, one, spread awareness. As far as education reform, I really want to create sustainable change in the after-school programs and incentivize teachers so that they care more about their students. My advice to those who don't necessarily know how to get started in the social reform movement is to read, watch, and listen. There are conversations to be had, meetings to attend, and organizations to donate your time to. Those conversations might necessarily not be the most comfortable, but the fact that you're having them leads to growth. As far as fighting social injustices, I want the next generation to understand how important education reform is and how important it is to an improved society. Educate yourself. That's how we'll see progress.
And Uninterrupted on 2K TV continues with a new Respect Your OG series, this time hosted by Candace Parker. That's coming up March 12th. Be sure to check back.
To the My Team Unlimited tournament, we're heading into round 4 console finals.
It's a whole different battle now. You got 2 favorites that are now playing each other.
On the Xbox side,
here we go. And there's another hoop.
Ty Debo proved to be too much as he rolled on to a 26-point win over the reigning champ, Jomar.
There's a perfect example of it right there. And Luka!
Applying the same relentless pressure and fast pace that we're used to seeing from him. And his second quarter blitz paid off big time. In the PlayStation Finals, Splash lived up to his name.
There's a 3 from the outside.
And he splashed 3 after 3 for a 10-point win over Onus.
Havlicek from the logo.
John Havlicek stole the show down the stretch, hitting 4 3-pointers in the final 2 minutes.
So now the stage is set. Splash from the PlayStation bracket and Ty Devo from the Xbox bracket. 2 great players, but only one will be crowned champion.
For more on this highly anticipated matchup, let's hear from the guys themselves, who will be facing off March 6th in the tournament finals.
Splash, congratulations, console finalist, as you've been saying, $50K richer too. How you feeling, man?
Man, I told everybody third time was a charm. Let's just make this show a movie just like we did last time. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, the third time's a charm. So you've qualified 3 times. Now you're in the championship round. What does that mean for you, and what kind of experience did that bring for this tournament?
I said it in stone. Like, that's so cool to me. Like, I've been said it. I said, if this will happen and this happens, this 100% happens. And now I'm here. I told everybody third time was a charm. I'm finally at the top. Nothing's changed. Attitude's still the same. Mental's the same. So it just means, like, I didn't lie. Like, I'm true to the bone. So I love that.
You had to go through some tough competitors to get to this championship round. What did that confidence bring to your game this year? And did it ever go through your head, okay, I got this. I'm getting through this time?
100%. I believe I had the hardest bracket by far from my first to last round. And it hit me right when I was playing versus MJ. Shout out to MJ, by the way, if y'all don't know who he is. Once I got up on him late, I started holding the ball, sportsmanship stuff. That's when it hit me like, oh, this is in the bag. This is 100% in the bag. No matter who I see in the finals, whether it was Honest or Zeb, like, I'm taking care of business. Let's get to it.
You told us last time you were on 2K TV that you live and die by the 3. And in this tournament, John Havlicek came through for you from behind the arc. Talk about how big John Havlicek was for you.
John Havlicek, for all my team people who don't know, I'm going to give you just a real simplistic explanation of who he is. If you've ever played prom at all, or you want to get into prom, and you make a point guard with a very quick jump shot, that's John Havlicek. But instead of him being shorter, he's 6'5" with like a 6'9" wingspan. So him on the court, it's like, it's my player in the 2K league. Like, I'm so comfortable using him just side to side to side, shot me, shot pile, get it out the net. Like, I love Havlicek. He was the biggest impact on my team by far. He probably averaged 30 and 10 over the 250K tournament.
What would you say your most clutch card was in this tournament?
By far, my most clutch card was the new Luka Doncic, and I got the cute version of him, I say, because he has pink eyes in the Age of Heroes set. I call him the Pink Panther. So the Pink Panther Luka that I had came in big. I was down late in the game versus T-Load. He sparked up, he went on like a 15-2 run. I was down versus MJs. He came in and turned the ties to the game. Same thing with Onus. So I think Luka was my sleeper card who came in the biggest. I'm so happy they came out with that card.
Now, you told us last time you were on 2K TV that you were looking forward the most to playing Ty Devo, and now here you are in the championship round. The whole community is looking forward to it. What does that mean to you personally to play someone that you know and also play one of the best My Team players in the world?
I believe it's 100% better as a whole because, like, you're playing one of your main mans, like Lab and Wise, coming up to 250. Like, me and him were playing back and forth. Even though he's off Xbox, he was coming to PlayStation just to get reps in. Like, we have to get to a level where we're towering over the rest of the opponents. And, of course, you got to get a little bit of 2K's blessings on your side, too. Once you get that, I mean, you're golden. So I think it means a lot, especially for the My Team community. I think this couldn't be better. Like, Pro-Am and Park and Quick Max that's been there since the start all have already thrived in some way, shape, or form with something. But I believe this is the right finals to push My Team over the edge. Like, everybody's going to want to tune into this. Like, it's Floyd versus Conor McGregor. Like, I believe that's what it's going to be. So, can't wait.
Splash, you're a huge name in the competitive scene. What does all of this and this particular finals matchup mean for the future of competitive My Team?
I believe this means, one, this is what everybody needs. I believe this is the two fan favorites going off at each other. Like, I believe, of course, Ty's going to have his fans cheer for him. I'm going to have my fans cheer for me. But at the end of the day, it's a big win for My Team as a whole because it's like it's nobody you didn't know or haven't seen him all year. Like, it's the two guys who've been streaming all year on both consoles, saying that they were going to meet each other at the top 8 months ago, and we met each other at the top. So I believe My Team is going to grow off this. We're going to make sure, me and Ty are going to make sure My Team grows off this. So I promise I can't wait for March 6th.
I love it. Couldn't say it better myself, man.
And Leonard swipes it away. Up ahead of LeBron, and King James throws it down. It's a big-time run here. 7-0 run by Rocco.
Our next guest is on his way to the championship game in the My Team Unlimited tournament. Ty Debo, welcome to 2K TV once again.
Hey, thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
All right, so last year you lost to Ginsanity. You come back with determination. You're a favorite in this tournament, and you had one tough road. Not only did you have to go through fierce competitors, but you had to go through people like defense to offense and even facing last year's champion, Jomar. So what was your feeling on this tournament as you were going through all these competitors?
Well, the worst part about it for me is I got down in my first 3 games by 5 to 10 points. And I remember against defense to offense, that game I won by 4, I was down 9-0. And so getting down 9-0, that's, especially with so much at stake, I think that's when my experience showed better than everything. It's like last year, right? If I got down 9-0, I would be, stunned, a little shook. But this year, since I had experience, I was still confident. Obviously, it's not easy because defense to offense is a very good opponent, but you just got to chip away at the lead. And once you, get the thing tied, you can start getting things switched around a little bit. So definitely was not an easy road. Obviously, Jomar, credit to him. He's made it back to the Xbox Finals, a fierce competitor, man. Much respect to him. But yeah, he's very tough as well. That was probably the best all-around defensive game I played. And I felt like all day, I hadn't played that well, and finally against Jomar, I feel like I, at least in the first half, played about as well as I could have.
You talked about this on your YouTube channel, that these games were a lot closer than the final outcome kind of showed. So for you, what do you think your key was to your success through the tournament?
I'm confident always, but I think the experience and then just my consistency on defense, right? Against defense to offense, I gave up 26 first quarter points. That's not going to be very good. So you just have to switch things around. But yeah, the first 2 games against Brian for 3, and then Chris, they were closer. Obviously, the final scores don't indicate them. But at halftime, I was tied or up 5. Like very close competitive games throughout ways, and that's what makes this tournament so fun. Obviously, with the best of 1, 2, you lose, you're done. There's so much at stake, and that's where the experience, I think, really showed.
Last time we talked, you kind of gave us your breakdown of your lineup right here on 2K TV. Going into the finals matchup against Jomar, you made a pretty big change. You put Lonzo in the starting lineup. What was your thought process, and how big was that for you in winning this thing?
I'm not gonna lie, I've never got out to such slow starts as I did in the first 3 games. I texted my brother after the 3rd game. I said, what do I gotta do? I can't get down 9-0 again. Because if you take away those slow starts out of those first 3 games, I'm fine in every game. Those first 2 games, I obviously ended up winning by a lot. But if I take away those slow starts, the opponents, if I get up 6 after the first quarter, then I'm more likely to be able to extend by halftime like I did versus Jomar. So I like Luka Doncic, but Lonzo, I was just more comfortable with him and plugging him into the starting lineup made a difference in the finals.
Were you looking at plugging in Lonzo from the offensive standpoint or the defensive standpoint in the lineup?
I would say more than anything, just me being comfortable offensively dribbling with him. It's like Luka just came out on Friday, I believe, right? And so that's a short turnaround. You don't have that much time to play with him. And so I played maybe 2 competitive games with him, and I'm not that comfortable with him. Luka's probably the better player, but I'm not as comfortable. So just as far as just my comfort level with Lonzo was a lot better off than Luka Doncic.
Which card would you say came in the most clutch for you in the tournament?
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The view high above our broadcast location tonight, the Staples Center in Los Angeles. It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. And tonight, we'll see the Golden State Warriors. They'll go up against the Los Angeles Lakers here in Staples Center. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Well, Kevin and guys, the NBA is a shoe culture, and none is more popular than the Kobe 4. Originally released in 2009, last season almost a quarter of all NBA players worn them. That's not just a tribute to the Mamba, but a testament to a design that has stood the test of time. P.J. Tucker called them the best hoop shoe ever. Long praise.
Thanks, David. And let's check out a breakdown looking at some of the stats for Kelly Oubre.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different scorer than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
Now Golden State's starting 5. Green down low with Looney. Curry is out there with Wiggins, and it's Oubre. At the 3 slot. And for the Lakers, LeBron and Kuzma make up the forwards. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is out there with Dennis Schroeder. And it's Gasol at the 5. Now here's Curry. Back to Wiggins. Clock at 6. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. And for our viewers tonight, don't blink. Clark, you might miss something.
Do not blink. Do not put your eyes on your popcorn or whatever snack you're having while you're watching this one. They get up and down in a hurry, both of these squads. Execution on the fast break will probably determine the outcome in this one. Fast break points, a big stack to keep an eye on.
Lakers shooting their first free throws of the game.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
And guys, that's really an upgrade over how they shot last season. Not a huge upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless.
And the first one at the line is good. Strange to see Marc Gasol shooting from outside. His game, Greg, wasn't always like it is now.
I mean, Gasol has added a 3 to his game in the last seasons with Memphis, and it was an immediate success. He became a functioning stretch 5. Early in his career, he's more likely to drag you to the block and just bruise you more than anything else.
Here's Looney. He had 10 points in the win against Charlotte. LeBron against Oubre. The drive by James and the dunk by James.
Gasol is one of the best passers in the league. I mean, in his position, there aren't many better. Excellent at scanning the floor and finding the open man.
Now here's Curry. 29 points for him last game against Charlotte.
Yeah, and it seemed like he spent about half the game shooting free throws. Credit him for really taking it to the defense. You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Oubre passes to Green. Back to Oubre. Here's the 3. Warriors the rebound from the arc. Here's Looney. They kick it out to Green. Hands it from downtown.
And great offensive instincts from Green. Goes into the shot the moment he catches the ball.
Schroeder outside. Yep, it counts.
And you're going to take as many of those high percentage shots as you can get.
Warriors have gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Curry outside. So the Lakers will take it the other way. Fresh from a win against Portland.
And with the type of defense they played that day, they were able to cause a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, and causing a lot of turnovers, as you well know, means cashing in on those opportunities, which really can put a team in a bad way in a hurry.
Here's Curry after the basket by Los Angeles. The teardrop falls in.
And Curry certainly is clever and crafty. Trickery is part of his arsenal when he gets inside. I mean, I like seeing him do his thing close to the basket.
Now here's Schroeder. He's coming off a 22-point game against Portland. Pass to LeBron. No good that time. Great D that time from Oubre. Great D that time from LeBron.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Schroeder outside. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And, you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he attacked, got to the line a bunch, and cashed in on his chances. You know, even in games where he hasn't been at his best this season, I mean, he still managed to get it done at the charity stripe when he gets his opportunities.
The Warriors making a switch here. Weissman's checked in. Warriors trail by 3. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Green up on top, guarded by Kuzma. Green kicks to Wiseman. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Wiggins, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot before second violation. Here is LeBron. Really played. They call the shooting foul. It's on Kelly Oubre. You know, even though LeBron doesn't go 100% every minute of every game in the season, he still knows when to turn it on.
And for someone at his age, that is something you have to know how to do. You can see when LeBron kicks it into that next gear. Can't keep it on all the time, but he's still able to take over when he needs to.
Good on the second free throw. Now for the teams that are clearly rebuilding, should they simply play the young guns, Greg, no matter what, or they make them earn their minutes?
Kevin, I don't know that there's a right answer to that. I think it's really about the personnel and the personalities of the guys on that roster. And really, the front office should play a big role in that as well. But it's a hard call. You got to believe enough in those young guys to say, hey, that's our future. We're going in that direction. But you still got to also take care of your veteran guys who are kind of setting the table for your future.
Just 5 on the clock. And the dunk by James.
Tell you what, if he's within shouting distance of the basket, he's going to get his buckets. You can count on that.
Now here's Curry. He is as potent an offensive player as you're going to find in this league. He averages almost 30 points a game. Los Angeles leading by 4 to the paint, and James throws it down.
When the lob is in the right spot for him, LeBron is never going to miss a chance to do something special throwing it down.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
And he's just attacking the rim with force here. They need to try and deny him the ball in the paint to keep him away from the basket.
Now here's Curry. Pass to Wiggins. Over Caldwell Pope. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
You know, it's interesting. Some people say Wiggins should play meaner, but to me the most important thing is that he improves his overall game every year.
The Warriors shooting their first free throws of the night. Free throw good. Wiggins. He's perfect from the line this time. Los Angeles leading by 4. James in the post, covered by Oubre, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And it goes on Draymond Green. This is his second trip to the line in this one.
And the free throw line was a problem spot for him in their last game. Really struggled up there.
Yeah, you know, he had a lot of misses for him, and it looked to me as though he just never was comfortable from the foul line.
2 shots.
Well, it definitely was a disappointing part of his game this year. Not the numbers he was hoping for from the stripe.
Free throw drops for James.
You talk about LeBron James, he does it. defends, scores, rebounds, passes, high IQ, unselfish, a leader off the court as well as on.
And James drills them both.
And they've been the more physical team offensively, seeking contact, looking to score in the lane, and getting to the line.
A big disparity in the free throws, and that's been a big boost to their offense.
And here's Caldwell Pope. He brings it up to the Los Angeles Lakers. A 6-point lead.
Yeah, that's one man never afraid to punch it. Give LeBron a path to the bucket, and the finish is going to be something in a poster.
He passes to Wiseman. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Such an asset.
And his scoring abilities are just so far out of sight. Number 1 overall right now. No one's been able to slow him down or even come close.
Seems like he can't miss right now, guys. I mean, completely in the zone this quarter.
Schroeder with the ball. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
And it's that bulldog mentality that Green possesses, just going at defenders and daring them to foul him.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Lakers.
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
And they're also clicking at the free throw line, not wasting any. Of those opportunities.
And the Lakers making a change here. Harrell's checked in. So he gets them both. The importance of the three-point shot never greater than right now. And in your eyes, there are some players who are just absolutely dead, solid, perfect from distance.
No doubt about it. And you know, there's 3 guys to me, though, that kind of separate themselves. And it's one, because you have to honor their ability equally off the dribble from 3 and at attacking the paint. Steph Curry, James Harden, and Damian Lillard. Those 3 guys can all hit pull-ups and step-backs from range off the dribble. They all got great vision, you know, so they can take advantage of defenses that get caught loading a little too much. And they also are terrific in the paint at getting to the free throw line. So those are the 3 guys I think that create the most havoc when you start talking about having a guard the three-point line. No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Passes to Harrell. Schroeder, right side. Caldwell Pope feeling it out a bit. 6 on the shot clock. Harrell. The Warriors pull it in. Here's Wiggins. Great D that time from LeBron.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Oubre finds Curry. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Lakers leading by 4. Schroeder outside. Kicks it out to James. Shoots over Oubre. Caldwell Pope outside. There's the triple. Harrell trying to free himself up. Golden State's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. And there's Stephen Curry on the assist by Oubre. 8 points for Steph Curry.
Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
The drive by James, and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And the foul called on the